Uma married to? One of the great sleazebags of our time. She's married to Anthony Weiner. You know, the little bing, 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 bum, bum. I love you very much. Jeb, I can't call him Bush. He doesn't use his last name. Did you ever see a sign that says Jeb Bush or Bush? Now, there's a reason he doesn't use his last name, because it's not going to work too well, because we had a lot of problems with that last name. You know, I've been watching Bush on the border. He's in a seersucker suit. He's talking about, yes, oh, yes, the anchor baby. Oh, I shouldn't say anchor baby. Now, I have heard that Jeb Bush was the mentor to Marco Rubio. Two nice people. I think Jeb is a nice person. He's very low energy. I'm not used to that kind of a person. Kerry, who's a baby. I mean, here's a guy goes on a bicycle to go on a bicycle race. He's 73 years old. He's in a bicycle race. He falls. He breaks his leg during the negotiation. And I tell everybody, and you probably heard it, I swear to you, I will never be in a bicycle race as long as I'm president. President Obama, Secretary Kerry, I highly think you should read this book quickly. Quickly! But if I were Marco, but in particular, if I was Jeb, I wouldn't say, Marco's a good friend of mine. Marco did something that he wasn't supposed to do. He ran. I've never said this before. And I watch these two guys, and they're hugging, and they're kissing, and they're holding each other. Very much like, actually, Chris Christie did with the president. Very much. So Uma is getting classified secrets. She's married to Anthony Weiner, who's a perv. No, he is. He is. I went to the Wharton School of Finance. You know, like really smart people go to the Wharton School of Finance, I will tell you. Now, I have great respect for China and their leaders. And hey, look, the largest bank in the world is from China. They're a tenant of one of my buildings. They just devalued their currency the other day. 2 decades, the biggest they've ever had. They're killing us. You know what that is? They call it a sucking action. Every time you see them, you know what the sucking is? They're sucking the jobs and the money right out of our country. That's what they're doing. And then they say, you can't build a wall. It's too big. It doesn't work. Well, 3,000 years ago, right? The Great Wall of China was built. We'd like to have that wall. That wall, nobody gets through. That I can tell you. I want it to be so beautiful, because maybe someday they're going to call it the Trump Wall. Maybe. So I have to make sure it's beautiful, right? I'm a great builder. What I do best in life, in all fairness, I build. Which is good, because your infrastructure in this country is crumbling. Isn't it nice to have a builder? All of that money that's going to Hillary and Jeb and Scott and Marco and all of them, the people that are putting up that money it's like puppets. Bing, bing. No, but they're hugging and they're kissing. They're hugging and they're kissing, and they're proclaiming their great deep love for each other. And I'm saying, politicians, all talk, no action. It's all bull. We got to stop.
Do you know Xi Jinping? I never heard of him. I don't know who he is. He's getting a big dinner free at the White House, addressing the UN. If you were president, would you throw him a big dinner?
I would not be throwing him a dinner. We've had this conversation. I'd get him a McDonald's hamburger, and I'd say, we got to get down to work. Actually, most people didn't. I own the Bank of America building in San Francisco. Big chunk. And it's a great building. Got it from the Chinese. I did great. Great. They still don't know what happened. But that's what we need, right? So she's married. Now, these are confidential documents. She's married to this guy and guess what happens to Anthony Weiner? A month ago, I see he went to work for a public relations firm. Do you believe it? Ricardo Sanchez, known as El Mandril, on his Spanish drive time radio show in Los Angeles, has taken to calling Donald J. Trump El Hombre del Peliquin. In other words, the man of the toupee. This is on the front page of the New York Times. I don't wear a toupee. It's my hair. I swear. Come here. Come here. Come here. This is great. Just real quick. We don't want to mess it up too much, because I do use hairspray. That I said. Come. Is it mine? Look. It is. Say it, please.
Yes, I believe it is.
Thank you. Last week, you've heard me say this, I turned down $5 million by a big lobbyist, not a bad person, tough guy, not a bad person. But when he gives me five, he's not doing that because he thinks I have beautiful hair. Graham, has anyone ever heard of Lindsey Graham? This guy. So a poll came out the other day. He was at 0. 0. Even Pataki was higher. Pataki was at 0 with an arrow up. That means he got 1. But Lindsey Graham actually had 0. No, that's the way it is. CNN is terrible. CNN. You're with CNN? Are you with CNN? Are you, you people do not cover us accurately at all. So they have a few protesters outside, and they have thousands of people. And the first question from CNN is about protesters.
Our governor here in Massachusetts, Charlie Baker, has described some of your comments about women as reprehensible. Do you have a response to that?
No, he must have been talking about Jeb Bush. Because frankly, Jeb Bush said he didn't want to fund women's health issues. And then he came back a few hours later and he said he misspoke. I think he must be talking about Jeb Bush. He's not talking about me. You mean it's not politically correct and yet everybody uses it? So you know what? Give me a different term. Give me a different term. What else would you like to say? Oh, you want me to say that? Okay. I said, no, I'll use the word anchor baby. Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby. I read a lot of the phony reports, a couple of reports today in the paper saying, oh, well, when Donald Trump gets tired of doing this, he's doing great, and he's leading all the polls, but at some point he'll get, I'm not going anywhere, folks. I'm not doing this for my health. I'm doing this to make America great again.